hosting Kansas City. And we're about ready to go in game number 2. Boston wins, they move on. Kansas City wins, and they are in for a winner-take-all game number 3. So that's going to be the big thing there. Of course, the winner-take-all game number 3 is going to be very big, but here's Boston and Kansas City. So there we go. View today's games. It'll be Kansas City and Boston, Splitoroff versus Culp. Then you're going to have Stoudemire versus Coleman, Kuzman against Steve Carlton. And Reed versus Al Downing. So we're about ready to go here, and this is going to be Kansas City. There it is, Road 1973 against there we go. So 1971, here they go. The old Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Here it is, Fenway 1978. Very low capacity, but here it is. So the starting lineups: Patek, Shaw, Hopkins, Otis, Oliver, Rojas, and everything like that for Boston. Well, we got to see Boston won game number 1, 3-1. And this is going to be game number 2. The biggest thing Kansas City needs to win to stay alive. Boston, if they win, they're going to move on to the quarterfinals. The American League semifinals will play. The winner of this series plays Baltimore. And a 7-1 win, as they won last time, only 2 half innings score. Kansas City went up 1-0, and then Boston won 7 straight. So we're going to be about ready to go for Kansas City and Boston. And here comes Boston, ready to go. If you're Boston, you want to put Kansas City away. That's exactly what you want to do. You don't want anything else. You want to put them away. And here we go. We're about ready to go. Earlier on, and this is Ray Culp. Ray Culp is in there, and this will be one of the bigger games he's pitched. Until this point, 1908 is the last. 1918? 1908. I don't know. I forget. I think it was 1908 ever since I lost the curse. And here's Freddie Patek to start off, and here's Culp. Kansas City wants to score on the runs. They were early last time, and now it's going to be a strike. It was very early last time. Very, very early. And that'll be a bunt, no good, and it'll be early 0-2. Kansas City got a lot of people on early. They only got 1 run in when the bases were loaded in the early innings. The 2 innings struck him out, and that's going to be 1 out. Patek sits down. So Ray Culp gets an early strikeout, and here's Paul Shaw. Paul Shaw now. That's going to be a strike there, 4 in a row, as Paul Shaw will come up. Didn't do anything in the series so far. Culp, swing and a miss there. They got 5 pitches into an immaculate inning, and let's see if he can strike him out here. And that'll be fouled off. He won't be able to get it. Top of the first inning. No balls, 2 strikes. And here we go. Ball 1 high and away. So Ray Culp trying to get a quick first half of the first inning in. It'll be 2-2. As Shaw and Ray Culp. The pitch. High pop fly. Should be the end of the inning. And let's see if it's caught. It'll be caught, and Boston goes 2 outs. I thought it was the end of the inning. It isn't. Patek, Shaw, Hopkins, Otis, Oliver, Rojas, Keogh, Piniella, and May. Joe Keogh, the right fielder. And now we're going to go to Gale Hopkins. Hopkins is third. Keogh playing for the Kansas City Royals. I forgot who it was. And that's going to be ball inside, 1-0. Gale Hopkins will be up. There's already 2 outs. If you're Kansas City and you only scored in 1/2 inning last game and only scored 1 run and you really tapered off, you want to get an early run. That'll be inside, 2-0. So Hopkins would like to get on. And Ray Culp now, 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch, and that'll be a strike right down the middle. Nothing you want to do about that. It is lights, and it is Boston. Boston, 1971. The 2-1. That'll be on the ground. Little tapper. Oh, what a play, and what a play. What a play there by the glove. And that was huge. And at the end of 1 inning, we go to the bottom of the first, 0-0. Paul Splittorff. And here's Paul Splittorff here in the regular season. Paul Splittorff.
Leading off for the Red Sox, the second baseman.
And here's Splittorff again, bottom of the first. A swing and a miss there, so Splittorff wants to go. Griffin was 0 for 4 in the last game. They ended up 7 runs, but that was all in 1/2 inning. And Splittorff would like to be able to get through this first inning. High pop fly. And that's going to be back, should be able to get it, and they get it 1 out. That's the thing. Kansas City wants the first 3 innings, 0-0-0. Griffin, Aparicio, Smith, Yastrzemski, Petrocelli, Canigliaro, Scott, Beniquez, and Montgomery. And that's what you have for the Boston Red Sox. Carl down. The cat is up, and I'm saying down. Down. There it is. That's going to be a strike. Luis Aparicio will step up. So Aparicio, and that'll be high to left field. And underneath, that's going to be a catch, 2 outs. I think that's Lou Piniella in left field. So here's Reggie Smith, bottom of the first inning. And Reggie Smith, hard hit and caught, and that's the end of 1 inning. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a lot quicker than a lot of people thought. We go to the second, nobody's been on. So we top the second inning. Here's Amos Otis. Ray Culp, 13 pitches, and here's Amos. Amos Otis, that'll be little looper, caught, the throw to first, they get him out, 1 out. So Otis can't get on first to start this thing. He's a little upset, he wanted to get on first. Here's Bob Oliver. Oliver again will be up, he's batting 5th. He's hitting .500, he had a good game the last game. And that's going to be a curveball fouled back. 0-1. The 0-1. And it'll be knocked away foul. High center field. Underneath, it's going to be caught, 2 outs. Boy, the Royals can't get anything going. I think it's more on the Royals, who are in an elimination game. I think it's more on them to get something going than the Red Sox early, because The Red Sox can have a lot of momentum here. Here's Cookie Rojas. And Rojas is swinging a miss there. That's going to be a strike 0-1. So veterans like Cookie Rojas, people look to them, and that'll be fouled off 0-2. Already down to the last strike of the inning. Ray Culp is pitching really well. High 1-2. You'd figure with second pitchers, you know, the third game is going to be third pitchers. And that'll be a ball inside. Honestly, if I were Boston, I would pitch my 3-2-1, go that way. You're the favorite. High pop fly. And underneath the catch. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 game, Yastrzemski. Here's Carl Yastrzemski. Splitoroff only with a 5-pitch inning. They came out swinging the bats, and Splitoroff now. Yastrzemski, and that'll be fouled off. They're swinging a little bit different than in the first game. Remember in the second inning, it wasn't the second inning, I believe it was the third inning, in which they scored all their runs. It's going to be a ball there. Keller, Drummond, you can see the umpires. What a position right there. What a position. That'll be fouled off again, 1-2. Yastrzemski is number 8. And I'm wondering now if they're catching up to him. And that'll be fouled off again. All the bells and whistles, but this is the 1971 replay, game number 2. That'll be low 2-2. Nobody wants to go to a game 3, even though you're the home team and the favorite. Nobody wants to go to a game 3. That'll be fouled back, because anything in one game in baseball, you can have a 5-run meltdown inning, and that's it. That can happen. The 2-2, and fouled off again to the... That'll be over there to the bench area. Yastrzemski, 2/3 hitting. This will be on the ground. Short to first. That'll be an out. 1 out. You're in the bottom of the second. Now batting 5th. I mean, they did a little bit better. 5-pitch inning. In the first inning, they had more pitches to Yastrzemski than they did in the first inning. Here comes Rico Petrocelli. Rico now, bottom of the second. And that'll be inside, ball 1. 1-0. The pitch, that'll be high, pop, fly, no. Keogh was in right field. He tried to chase after that. Splitoroff. And a little looper, that might, oh, what a catch by Splitoroff, 2 outs. That was good there, very solid. And Billy Canigliaro, he'll come up. The big guns are in the next round, and hopefully I can get by this round. That'll be on the ground easy. Second to first, they get the out, and that'll end the inning. Before I go to Cambodia, and I can start this in the fall. Keogh, Piniella, and May. Top of the third inning, Joe Keogh. And Joe will start off. That's going to be a strike. When you take a look at this game, Kansas City, as the innings go on, gets more and more and more tense. And why do they get more tense? Because they're the team that could be eliminated. It'll be 0-2. Of any sport, baseball is the one where you can come back from theoretically 3-0 deficit with a 4-game win streak, but it's very difficult to win 4 in a row. The 1-2. Oh, they struck him out, and Keogh goes down. And let's see this. It was the top of the strike zone. Yep, it was there. If it's in there, you can't argue. The only thing I would tell other umpires is do not turn your back ever to a play, and that's going to be a strike. 0-1, Lou Piniella. Lou's fierce competitor, and we all know that. All the players are. But he's very vocal, and he is very emotional. And that's going to be a strike there, 0-2. He's definitely overperformed in his role. The 0-2, and that'll be fair, and that's the first base hit of the day. Will Lou go to second? They're going to throw to second. And he's going to stay at first, so Lou Piniella gets on. He will never, ever take a day off. He never does. Lou Piniella is the type of guy that knows the game and just lives the game. Every day is the game for him, and he gets on with the first base hit of the day, Jerry May. 750, May again fouled off. They want to move over Piniella. Now, remember in the third inning, Kansas City scored 1, and then Boston scored 7. So here they go, the pitch. That'll be May, and it'll be fouled off quickly, 0-2. Jerry May was 3 for 4 in the last game. The pitch. And that's going to be low, 1-2. So Ray Culp wants to be able to get Jerry May before he goes to the 1. Again, the slingshot. If 8-9 hit well, then you're really looking good at 1, 2, and 3. But here's the 1-2 to Jerry May. Swung and struck him out. That was a bad one, and he wished he could have it back. He wished he could. One and one with 2 outs, and that's going to be a strike, 1-2. Freddie Patek. 0 for 1 today. Ray Culp trying to get out of here. The 1-2. High into left field. That one might hit the ground. And will not. What a catch. What a catch. Carl Yastrzemski in left field. What a catch. Wasn't going to concede that at all. Nothing. You better believe that. Here's George Scott, bottom of the third. You know, you get 2 on, you never know. But Splitoroff only 17 pitches, 5 in the first, 12 in the second. And this will be a base hit, so Boston now will get on. Remember, Boston had 7 in the last third inning. And they haven't scored since. They've got shut out literally for a full game, 9 innings. So now it is going to be Juan Beniquez. Juan Beniquez, bottom of the third inning, and low ball 1. Bottom of the third, 1 ball, no strikes. Paul Splitoroff now. That'll be fouled off, 1-1, bottom of the third inning. The 1-1 bottom of the third inning. High and foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. How big this is. The pitch struck him out, and that's going to be 1 out, 1 on. And Beniquez goes down. He struck out swinging. And Splitorov, you can see him. Good night there. Boston wants to capitalize on things. Here's Bob Montgomery. I believe it was 2 for 3 in the last game, 667 average. That'll be a strike. So Bob Montgomery right here, he's a good contact hitter. Remember, there are 9 hitters. Every league has a DH. We're playing that one. And Splitorov now, bottom of the third, 0-1. There's the liner, 2 outs. And they were playing out. If they were holding the runner on, they might have got a double play. Now there's 2 outs. And now we go to the top of the lineup with Doug Griffin. He popped out in the first inning. Here in the bottom of the third. The pitch. Swing and a miss there to Doug, 0-1. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Nothing, Kansas City and Boston. The 0-1 inside, and they're not going to go. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike. Doug Griffin. Swing and a miss, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the ground, should be 6-4, and that ends the inning. Well, it started off promising, but right now nobody got in, each team with just a hit. Shaw, Hopkins, and Otis here. Shaw popped out in the first. And that'll be on the ground, fouled away, 0-1. Usually the first game's a low scoring, the second game a little bit more. Third games, you're working with your third pitchers, so it's going to be a little wild. It'll be fouled off again, quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. High and fouled away. Shaw, Ray Culp in there, top of the 4th inning. That'll be on the ground. Can he beat it out? It'll be short. The first they get him, it'll be 1 out. Shaw can't beat it out, and he's done. And 1 out, here's Hopkins. He grounded out in the first. Both pitchers throwing at Jim here. Top of the 4th, and that's going to be a ball. Yeah, you don't want your third pitcher in there if you're the favorite, trying to determine your destiny, and that's going to be a ball again, early 2-0. Oh, you gotta be tough, man, right now. You start off and you're in such a groove that 2-0 to a batter is tough. That'll be fouled away, 2-1. Not many runs in this one. You got to score more to beat Baltimore. And I think Kansas City, high, it's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike. Amos Otis will be on deck, grounded out in the second inning. The 3-1. 3-2. It'll be a full count. First time this has happened. And the pitch. They walk him. And he'll go to first. So the first walk for either pitcher on the day. And here's Amos Otis. 1 on, 1 out. And now they got to wonder. Here's Amos Otis. And that'll be fouled off, 0-1. So very big for Otis to try and get on. If they can get 2 on here in the 4th, that'd be big. Otis will foul that away, 0-2 quickly. So if he's going to have to walk, he's going to have to earn it through a long trial of pitches. Otis is 0 for 1 today, the 0-2. Struck him out, and that's going to be 2 outs. A backward K as he just looked at it, and you can see that's going to be a ball, a strike. 0-2, 1-2-3. Oh, he swung, called strike, and swing and a miss there. So now all of a sudden, I think he fouled it off. The first one was fouled, called it, no, fouled, and something, same play, so I don't care. Bob Oliver will be up, and he flew out in the 2nd inning with 1 on. Kansas City trying to stay alive today, top of the 4th inning. Ray Culp, a lot of pitches in the inning. The 0-1, high pop fly, left field. This one is back, and it is off the wall. Will they score? Let's see. It takes a favorable bounce. They're going to throw it in. They throw home. He is safe. He beat it. He beat it. He couldn't get back there, and it's 1-0 Kansas City. They score all the way from first. It did take a favorable hop, and they threw it home, and he is safe. 1-0 Kansas City. Low ball 1. So 1-0. Cookie Rojas. And that's going to be a strike, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Rojas, now it's 1-0 Kansas City. They're saving themselves. It'll be 2-1. Ray Culp has just given up. That is a double that scored. So Rojas again. It'll be high into left. Will they get it? No, it'll be going out. 2-2. They're a strike away with 2 outs. All this with 2 outs. And here's Ray Culp trying to get Rojas. High jammed Cookie. Will they be able to get it? It's nearing, and they catch it. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Bob Oliver, he has the RBI that has given the Royals a 1-0 lead. Oh, he was safe easy. Bottom of the 4th inning, Luis Aparicio. Here in the bottom of the 4th, split Toroff now. And that's going to be a strike right down the middle. So Aparicio, Rookie of the Year, 1956. High and ripped it foul. Well, if this holds, we go to a game 3, but it's 1-0 Kansas City. Remember, they had a 1-0 lead last game in the bottom of that inning. Boston scored 7. A swing and a miss there. The throw to first, 1 out. So that was Kansas City's biggest thing. If they score to take the lead, they got to slow it down and make sure that Boston gets something. What a terrible swing. Oh no, it's on the ground, sorry. That's Reggie Smith, first pitch, and that'll be 2 outs. Two outs, and here's Yaz, 0 for 1. Split Toroff. It'll be on the ground and foul. So Yastrzemski had that great catch that saved maybe another base runner. I don't know if it saved a run. You never know. The chain reaction of baseball, if it falls on the ground, next 3 people could have home runs. You never know. It's bottom of the 4th, the 0-2. That'll be on the ground. Should be second and first. Should be easy, and it is. So the Kansas City Royals make sure Boston scores nothing. after they score 1 run, and it's 1-0. We go to the 5th, Keough, Piniella, and May. Will be up. The time at bat for teams is way more for Kansas City than Boston, and I really think you could have the same number of pitches. This will be 3rd to 1st, 1 out. They need some quick outs. They do. They can't go deep every single batter. And here's Lou Piniella, singled in the 3rd inning. He had the first base hit for Kansas City today. I think for either team. He was the first player on. Piniella, that'll be on the ground. That'll be a 1-pitch out. And they throw to 1st. It'll be 2 outs. 2 outs, and here is Jerry May. Jerry May struck out in the 3rd inning. Ray Culp. 1. Jerry May, 0 for 1. Jammed him, but it might fall short. It will not, and they get it, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. That was a quick inning Boston needed. Now they want to work on trying to get base runners to get that run back. Petrocelli, Canigliaro, and Scott here in a game where there's only been 3 base hits. And we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Splitoroff will start off. That'll be on the ground. Should be easy, and 1 out. They're really swinging the bats, but they can't get on. Rico Petrocelli chasing one that was way down low. And there'll be 1 out. Billy Canigliaro. Bottom of the 5th, Splitoroff. High, and that's going to be a strike. Great control for Splitoroff, but it's been a combination of over-aggressiveness and good control. And he pitches out of the zone, and that's a rare one as it goes 1-1, only a 6th ball. You can see the moon right there and the Red Sox. It is a night where swing and a miss. That's going to be a strike, bottom of the 5th. On the up and thrown to 1st. That's going to be 2 outs.
Now first baseman.
So here's George Scott. 1 for 1. Fouled it off. 8 years. George Scott. Gotta love it. High, and that's going to be fouled it off again. Bottom of the 5th inning. The 0-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. Splitoroff. Did he go? Yes, he did, and they say he did, and now they go to the 6th. You know, baseball is a chain reaction sport. Anybody gets on, you never know, and it's 1-0. We go to the 6th. Very defensive game. It's very difficult to get anybody on. Freddie Patek. 0 for 2 today, and Ray Culp will start off top of the 6th inning. He'll be low ball 1. Now Culp gave up a walk, and I'm not sure if it came in to score. It did, because that double off the left field wall was big, and that's going to be a ball there, 2-0. So a lot of pitches for Ray Culp. Freddie Patek now. Freddie is 0 for 2 on the day, and high pop fly center field. Underneath, should be able to get this, and he does 1 out. So Patek, that's going to be 1 out. Here's Paul Shaw. He popped out and grounded out today, and Shaw 0 for 2 on the day. So Culp, that's going to be a strike. It gets the corner. Paul Shaw, he's hitting second, top of the 6th. Kansas City does want another base runner, because quite frankly, and that's going to be outside, 1-1. They don't want Paul Shaw, they don't want a 1-0 lead here. That's going to be to left field, and caught 2 outs. You see only 3 hits today. Yastrzemski, only a couple times he's been used, that time, and he dove. Here's Gale Hopkins. He walked and scored a run, so he did walk. 0 for 1 today, top of the 6th, and that'll be a strike there. Kansas City 1, Boston 0. Hopkins went 0 for 3 in his last game with 2 walks. He's 0 for 1 here, and Hopkins, he has 2 walks, I think, in his series. He's a combined 0 for 4 with 2 walks. But he scored the only run of this game. High and fouled it back. That's going to be 2 strikes. Look at the pitch count for Boston. 71 in the 4th inning. They had a lot. Low, and that's going to be 2-2, top of the 6th. Gale Hopkins now. Inside, that's going to be 3-2. Amos Otis is next. A strikeout and a ground out. And knocked away foul. So for Kansas City, this is big to try and get it. That's going to be fouled away again. In a game like this, remember, it was a walk, an out, and then a triple. A double. That'll be to left field. Yastrzemski with the line drive catch. And quite frankly, it is a very defensive gem as we go to the bottom of the 6th. There's only been 3 hits. Juan Beniquez, there's no way they want this to go to a 3rd game. The way baseball is in these short series is the longer it goes, especially a 3-game series, the more it favors the underdog because of the pitching matchups. When your whole season relies on 3rd stringers, then, well, I mean, it's not exactly like Randy Johnson or whatever, or that'll be fouled off. That'll go into the crowd there. Bottom of the 6th. Juan Beniquez 0 for 1 today. Splitoroff in 6 innings, only 46 pitches. That'll be on the ground. Should be 3rd to 1st. And he got a 1 out. That's one of the things about that throw. And I want to bring this up. Here's Bob Montgomery. That's a 40-yard throw. That is from the 30-yard line to the other 30-yard line. Montgomery hits it deep to left, but Pinella's going to be back and make a catch, 2 outs. Lou Piniella, and everybody held their breath a little bit of that. Here's Doug Griffin. He popped out and grounded out. Splitoroff now. Bottom of the 6th, that'll be fouled away. You take a look at this Paul Splitoroff in this inning, all strikes. He's had good control. They have chased a little bit of it, but Splitoroff is doing an unbelievable job. against this Boston lineup. 1-0, bottom of the 6th. That'll be a curve. That'll be a strike there. It'll be, I believe it's 0-2. Be inside and low. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Jammed him, and he'll foul it away. There's the pitch count, 2nd and 3rd a lot, but everything else, single digits. The 1-2. Oh, he dug that off the ground. And they'll get the out. We go to the 7th. 7th inning, you have Amos Otis. Otis, strikeout and grounded out. Oliver and Rojas. Here's Amos Otis. 0 for 2. And that's going to be low ball 1. Kansas City looking for that buffer. I don't know if 1-0 is going to be good enough to win this game. And that's going to be low 2-0. They would love to get Otis on and then try and get him in 2-0. This is like a soccer game. You know, that second run would be big. It'll be 3 balls, no strikes. The first batter all game, 3 balls, no strikes. Bob Oliver hit the double against the left field wall earlier. And that's going to be a strike, 3-1. 1-0 in the top of the 7th inning. Ball 4. So here's Bob Oliver. I do too. Edster the 3rd. That's going to be on the ground. A lot of people are doing, I think the best video game to do that, there's 2 of them right now. There's 3, but they're all simulation games. That's going to be fouled off. That's the thing. Out of the park baseball comes with every baseball season ever. And that's cool. But it's not as graphical as this. I wish Madden would let you play with any football. I'd have left field Yastrzemski, and that's going to be a catch. So Edster, I'm going to say, I wish Madden came with every team since, I would say, the Super Bowl merger. Play as AFL teams, NFL teams, have every single team. They got the money, they can do it. I would even overlook. Oh, you know who does it is NBA 2K. They got 5 vintage seasons on there, and that's the best I think we could hope for. They got the 83, 84, 90, 91. That'll be a strike. 98, 99. Yeah, I would think that's Edster the 3rd. They got money, and they can pay for the license, and they could pay those old teams. They can do it. The 0-1, and that's going to be a strike. They throw to second. He's safe. Amos Otis gets to second. And I believe that's the first real stolen base of anybody in a wild card round. Boy, this is so tense now. The 0-2 with 1 out. He just took away the double play. The pitch. High, jammed him. He might be able to get this. Let's see. And that's going to be a catch. They got to look to third base. They throw all the way down. Does not go. And that'll be 2 outs. Yeah, I wish, and this is, I wish that you would be able to play with the era rules and like the era of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s in Madden with lineups already in them. I wish they would do that. That would make sense. And Dollars, they throw to third. They got him. They got him. It was the referee. It was the umpire trying to get into points. Otis couldn't go 2 for 1. Oh, yeah, they got him. So here's Platorov. And that's going to be a ball outside. So Aparicio. And that's going to be a strike. Abernathy and York. So 1-1 on the ground. They should be able to get this. Short to first. He's speedy and they had to speed it up. 1 out. Boston needs some runners. They need runners. And Reggie Smith lined out and grounded out. That's going to be a strike, 0-1. Splitorov is doing a very good job. And Reggie Smith is 0 for 2. They need to get on, and they know it. They haven't been able to do anything. They haven't scored since the 3rd inning of the last game when they scored 7 runs. And that'll be fouled off. They'll be winning the total run aggregate 7-2, but it'll be 1 game apiece if this holds. So bottom of the 7th, the 0-2 pitch with 1 out. And that'll be a ball inside, 1-2. Boy, they want this last strike if you're Splitorov. Only 60 pitches. And that'll be to left field, right to Piniella, and they make the catch, 2 outs. Now, if you want simulations, out of the park is the best. Action PC is really, really good, but it can get very expensive if you want all the ones, all the seasons in. So Action PC is good. The best one, I would say, is actually Pro Strategy Football. My voice is in it, so of course I'm going to recommend, but Pro Strategy Football, the mods have every season since 1940. And it's coming a long way. I think it's almost there. High into right field. Will they be able to get it? Will they end this inning? They're going to end the inning. Out of the park baseball, yes, has all of the teams in the history of baseball. So out of the park baseball is one, and we'll be back in a second. I'll tell you more. Bobby Bolin won't come in. So out of the park baseball, you download that for the computer. So out of the park baseball, Pro Strategy Football, there is a mod site, and it's very easy to get the mods. So Keogh on the first pitch, Bolin gets 1 out, and that's a huge, huge boost to Bolin. We always said relief pitchers coming in are like dates your kids bring home. Your first impression is by their first batter. If they give up a home run, you're like, what in the world? But once you get to know them, you see what they really are. Here's Lou. And Lou will get maybe a base hit, and he will. Oh, no, what a catch. What a catch, Piniella, and that'll be 2 outs. A 1-0 game. Here's Jerry May, struck out and flew out. So Bolin, now all of a sudden that's going to be a strike. You got Spaceman and Murray. So out of the park, baseball's off Steam. And Pro Strategy Football off Steam. Action PC is not on Steam. Action PC, just type in Action PC Football. And when you do that, it'll come up. It has baseball, basketball, football, everything like that. And it can get expensive if you want all the seasons. Inside, it'll be 2 and 2. Action PC statistically probably is the best game, but there are circles. Struck him out, and that ends the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and right now, we still have a 1-0 game with only 3 hits. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Rico Petrocelli, 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. So Action PC Football is good, but they're only circles that move around. But they do move, and they've been better and better every year at it. So Bergmeyer and York. If you look on my thing, I also got soccer going on right now, along with baseball. That is, oh, what a catch! They throw, it's high, and they get him one out. What a big run! What a big play! That was huge. Edster, good to see you. I do every sport. I got about 1,400 videos. I got racing tonight. Well, no, not tonight. I don't know. Maybe tonight. I might do racing tonight. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0. Probably tonight because I'm going to do my Indy 500 before the real one, and that's going to be 1-1. Wednesday and Thursday I won't be able to do anything, and Friday will probably be a baseball night. No, it's Indy. It's Indy. It is IndyCar tonight, and the Spirit, that's going to be foul. Oh, it's going to be good. Just check out my other Indy videos. I try and make it very addictive when you watch those races. And it's going to be high, 2-2. I'm not going to start. I'm moving. I'm in Pakistan right now, Edster, sorry. High, it might hit, and it will hit. And Canigliaro gets on. Their first hit in a long time, and Splitarov now. 1 on with 1 out, and he has to stay composed. I'm an international school counselor in Pakistan. It's my 1995 replay. An IndyCar 1995 replay. But I'm an international school counselor in Pakistan, and I start in Cambodia next year. So that'll be good. Joe LaHood. LaHood, baby, and that's a base hit. So now Kansas City has to worry. They throw to third. They got him, and he's out. Oh, what a base running error. Petrocelli probably went through a stop sign, and they throw him out. Oh, this is unbelievable. Right here. Good night. That's going to be a strike, I hope. I do. They're international schools around the world, and, you know, I'd rather do that. That's my favorite thing. It can be a tough life sometimes. Sometimes they got a reduced workforce, and you kind of lose everything. But then the experiences you gain, that might drop, it will not. And we go to the 9th. We go to the 9th inning. It's Patek, Shaw, and Hopkins. This is going to be big. Oh, good. Thank you very much, Edster the third. I'm a big fan of people who are small community, but I'll tell you what, I am glad. I don't want more. Mike Fiore will be in. Here's Freddie Patek. He flew out in the 6th. So Roger Murray will be pitching to Patek, and that'll be a strike. 2 hits for Kansas City. They haven't had a hit since the double off the left field wall. That'll be a low ball 1. So far, they are in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A 15-inning drought for runs. And that'll be foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. He'll be inside 2-2. My cat Carl, do you want to say anything? So here we go. Oh, that's good. Edster, anytime, just leave a comment. I'll leave a comment back. You want to do, I love stuff like that. Action PC, check that out. That's good. Pro Strategy Football, that's a good one. My voice is in there. That's good. And high pop fly, center field, and way back, and that'll be out. I like these graphical games because it you get to see your stars again. You get to see the best players, and you get to see the stars. And you get to see the people play. Here's Paul Shaw. I can't believe I didn't get the alliteration of that. Paul Shaw, the rhyming. I just said Shaw. Paul Shaw, and it'll be low ball 1. I like the statistical ones, like Action PC and that. I like the basketball. I'm going to be doing a little thing that'll be fouled off over the summer. When I can't broadcast like this, I'm going to be doing a league for everything. So I'm going to be doing Out of the Park and a Kiribati baseball league. Fictional players, that'll be fun. And I'll make the lowest level baseball possible. And then here's the 2-1. That'll be down low, 3-1. DeShaw, Hopkins walked, they end up scoring. And then I'm going to do basketball, but I'm going to get the history thing on Action PC Basketball. That might drop. Let's see, it will. And it's a base hit. Shaw will get on. The first base hit in a long time. Well, I'll see that. I could see if next time I get that, I'll be a little bit off on that. But one of the things that I am doing, I'm going to do basketball. The history Clay gets away, and he'll get the second, so a base hit gives him a buffer zone. And Murray throws in. It might have been stopped, but I'm going to say that's a little bit more on Murray. Bounced it in. So Murray now, top of the 9th inning, 1-0. That'll be a strike, 1-1. So what I'm going to do is every player where they were born, not raised, but born, and in the States and internationally in the country, they catch it 2 outs. Wait, how did he not get to second base on that wild pitch? I guess they didn't do it. If you need help with mods or anything, let me know, especially Pro Strategy Football. I'm really big on that, so let me know if they have any mods or anything that you need, and that's going to be a strike. With my Action PC, here's Amos Otis. With Action PC, I'm putting 1928 rules in, so it's going to be like rugby when I have a gold, medium, and terrible league. What I did was I simulated all seasons from 1970 on to 2009, and the best teams got in, the half-ass teams, the 8 and 8 teams got in the medium, and the lowest teams, the worst teams, are over, and that's going to be high and fouled off. There's some Royal fans here. Hold on, I got to get my cat Carl down after this next pitch. And here's the pitch here. That'll be on the ground, should be it. And they'll throw to first and get him out. Hold on, let me get my cat Carl down, and that'll be it. Carl down, 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 down. Good, he's down. Here's Bob Montgomery now. They got 3 outs, and Kansas City wants it to go to a third and deciding game. Splitorov, and that's going to be inside ball 1. If they can get Montgomery on, they go to the very beginning. And they go to the leadoff hitters. Here's Splitorov now. He said he went, and it also was a strike. It'll be 1-1. A swing and a miss there, too. What I did with that lower league, and I'll tell you really quick, that's third to the third. I made them all the worst football teams. After this pitch, it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that'll be on the ground. Will they get it? He gets it. He has to throw it in the air. It is. Got it. 1 out. What a play. That's another play by Freddie Patek. Look at that. Another play. He's been very solid. Here's Doug Griffin. So what I did was 20-minute quarters in football and no timeouts and no 2-minute warning for anybody, and that's going to be with the worst teams. Gives college-like statistics. Here's Doug Griffin. That'll be on the ground and fouled it off. 0-2. Look at the pitch count. This has been Splitorov trying to go full throttle. The 0-2, and it'll be 1-2. Splitorov doing a very good job out of the ninth inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boston has had, this will be 15 innings. If they don't score here, Splitorov, will it hit the ground? Let's see. No, underneath, and they're going to make the catch. That'll be 2 outs. Luis Aparicio, and this is it. 0 for 3. This is our last chance. Aparicio now, bottom of the ninth inning. Inside ball 1. Kansas City hasn't been able. Yeah, 2K. It's 2K25, and you go into My NBA eras. You go into My NBA eras. But you got to download. It'll be 2-1. You got to download the fan-made rosters that really make them good. The 2-1. That'll be 2-2. Boston down to their last strike. Can Splitorov get the complete game shutout? The 2-2 pitch to Aparicio. Oh, and he's going to stay alive with the base hit. So they're on, and they get the base hit. You can look back on my channel and find my run and gun league where I changed the rules. So here it is, Reggie Smith 0 for 3. And let me set it up. The tying run is on first. Aparicio's on first. Reggie Smith, if he were to hit a home run, they'd win the series. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. That'll be on the ground, should be over. They throw, they get him, and Kansas City will play a big game 3. They will play a big game 3. Let me get to wrestling after I wrap up here. And the Red Sox are in a very precarious position. Remember, the winner of Kansas City and Boston plays Baltimore, a severe powerhouse. So it's going to be an uphill battle no matter what. But right now, only 7 hits in the game. I will tell you, 2 Ks had the wrestling-wise, had the ones. Splitorov gets the win, Culp the loss. And there was just one. It was a double off the left field wall that scored from first base. And the Royals tied the series up 1-0. Well, you don't put it in. If you have me on Facebook, you can put it in there, private message or whatever. Or no, just leave a chat if you have a question. Leave it in the chat. That way it's all good, and nobody gets to see your personal info or whatever. But leave in the chat. That's going to be Oliver. Oliver had the base hit, and this one ended it. They go to first, and good night. 1-0. So if you love stats, you're going to love the next 5 minutes. The player of the game, Splitorov, lost is Ray Culp. The notable players, Oliver with the only RBI, 1 for 3. Hopkins 0 for 3, scored a run. Piniella 1 for 3. Shaw 1 for 4. In Boston, LaHood 1 for 1. I think he was a pinch hitter. Canigliaro 1 for 3. Aparicio 1 for 4. He got the hit late. And Doug Griffin 0 for 4 because they're only reaching. The box score. Freddie Patek, well, Shaw got a hit, Oliver got a hit, and Piniella got a hit. That's their 3 hits. When you take a look at everybody else, Splitorov the only one. Amos Otis stole a base, and he was also caught stealing. For Boston, Aparicio got a hit. Canigliaro, Scott, and LaHood, who was a pinch hitter. That's your 4 hits. You look, Culp, Bolin, and Murray. They equal 9 innings, and that's 5 strikeouts and 2 walks. Taking a look right now in the analysis for the pitchers, very easy. Split Toroff, there is everything there. You can always pause it for the Red Sox. Here we go. Here's everybody. And then there's Culp right there, 88 pitches, 7 from Bolin. And Murray had 19. And that's your total of 144. Batting. We start with all. Here are the Red Sox. Remember, they faced 87 pitches. Aparicio, Fiore. There, LaHood got one. And Beniquez, Canigliaro. This was unbelievably tough. Watch the next game be 18-17. Petrocelli, Montgomery now, Yastrzemski, and Scott again, and that's it for the Royals. They faced 114 pitches, and looking at this right now, I mean, it was a very tough 1-0 game, but these happen. And it has been defensive, yes, I know, but it is starting to open up, and my goodness. And that's going to take it. We're going to take a look right now at the next game and everything as we take a look at the series. And when you take a look at the standings, right now Kansas City and Boston will go to a Game 3. New York and Detroit. Next time we broadcast New York and Detroit, we'll have seriously, New York and Detroit, that'll be game number 2. New York is trying to win at Detroit. Then St. Louis at New York and L.A. at Atlanta. Atlanta at L.A. We see that one, but Kansas City wins today. So the next time we see each other will be New York at Detroit. If you have anything, please leave it in the messages. Have a great day, everybody. I'm really, really happy to see everybody. Have a great day. We will see you later.